warmth. Please do not be a popinjay. That is not like a blue jay when writing to us. That is it for us today. As always, we thank you for watching The Factor. Please listen to Radio Factor. Check out BillO'Reilly.com. Vote in our poll and pick up the Spin Stops Here golf balls for the summer. Hannity Colmes is next. I'll have Benjamin Netanyahu. I am Bill O'Reilly. We do hope to see you again next time. Remember, the spin stops right here because we're looking out for you.
This is a Fox News alert. There was heavy ground fighting today as Israeli troops pushed deeper into Lebanon. Israeli troops took control of a hilltop overlooking a Hezbollah-controlled town. And Israeli soldiers said that the Hezbollah guerrillas were putting up a much stronger fight than expected. Israeli artillery kept up a near constant barrage of fire across the border today, and Hezbollah fighters answered by firing more than 100 Katyusha rockets across the border into northern Israel. But tonight, there's still concern on the part of Israeli commanders that Hezbollah missiles could strike as far south as Tel Aviv, and as day 12 of the fighting came to a close, there are no signs of any let-up on either side. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice made a surprise visit to Beirut today and met with the Prime Minister of Lebanon, who said Israeli airstrikes were taking his country back 50 years and asked for an immediate ceasefire. But Rice wants a more comprehensive agreement that would decrease Hezbollah's strength as any condition for a ceasefire. The Jerusalem Post reporting that Hezbollah sleeper cells outside of Lebanon have been activated and that they are likely planning attacks against Jewish and Israeli interests around the world. Now, this wouldn't be the first time that Hezbollah has attacked Jewish targets overseas. They're believed to have been involved with 2 attacks in Buenos Aires, Argentina, including one against the Israeli embassy in 1992 that killed 29 people and wounded more than 200. Hezbollah is also believed to have been responsible for the 1985 hijacking of TWA Flight 847, during which 1 passenger was murdered. Tonight, we'll give you all the details about the sleeper cells and even tell you where they might strike. But we start tonight near the Israeli-Lebanese border, where our own Shepard Smith is reporting with the latest details. Shep.
Alan, I spoke to a lieutenant colonel on the border just a number of hours ago who told me that in the first village which they captured, Maroun al-Ras, that now the fighting is all one-sided, that there are no more insurgents, that there are no more Hezbollah guerrillas in that particular village. They told us that they're taking incoming fire from the north. Now, this is first-hand account from those who were inside and a rarity throughout this conflict. And they tell us that now the goal is to move farther, take more villages with the expressed goal of trying to stop those Hezbollah guerrillas from having the opportunity to fire on the north of Israel. And fire today they did. Almost 100, as you mentioned, rockets came in. They hit populated towns all over. They hit again here in the town of Kiryat Shmona, as we actually is about 8 o'clock this morning, 8:30 Eastern time today. And those rockets raining down. One hit a house nearby here. Nobody was injured, and probably the reason so few people are being injured is the fact that most of them have bugged out of here, and those who aren't are down in their basements and in their bomb shelters trying to keep from getting hit by those targets from the north. Now, on the other side of the border, the Israeli bombardment continues. You mentioned that the leaders of the country are saying that they have knocked the country back 50 years. Their infrastructure largely has been destroyed. Israel saying, we're trying to target the terrorists. We're asking civilians to get out of the way. We've begged them to move farther to the north. Now, for the first time today, Israeli soldiers spoke after having gone into Lebanon and fighting the Hezbollah guerrillas. Their first time on camera, and they spoke to us just a few hours ago.
We are children. It's very hard for us.
Sergeant Sagi Almagor has just returned from war.
The day very hard for us.
They saw a tank hit with a missile. They saw 2 soldiers die. They say Hezbollah are no Hamas.
It's a different fight.
Yeah, this is a very different fight.
Private Morris is 19, in the Army a year. When he entered Lebanon, he says the enemy came rushing.
All over the place, from everywhere. Wherever you look, they come up from over there.
Frightening.
Yeah, actually, it's very frightening. You don't know where to look, you don't know what to do, and it just is a fight, it's a war. It's like what you see in the movies. It's actually coming true, and I've never been in something like that.
Kind of freaky.
Kind of freaky.
Yeah.
How so?
Bombs everywhere, fires, bullets, anything. Just anything.
blood, many blood, many people killed from Hezbollah, from us.
And many days, even weeks or months to go, they fear. Still, their resolve, says Private Morris, is unwavering.
Fight for my country. Fight to help my country. If I won't do it, who would? If I won't do it, and all these people around me here won't do what we do every day here, who would do it? Who would protect our country? It's our country. We need to live here.
Saying that they were stunned. Young soldiers saying they were stunned by how difficult the fighting was. And in fact, most analysts agree that each side has underestimated the other. They seem to be all together on this idea that Hezbollah never believed that Israel would put up such a fight, that Israel would go in and level so many different areas, and that Israel may not have believed along the way that Hezbollah would put up such a fierce fight on the ground. Keep in mind, they've had 6 years to prepare for this. There are landmines out there. They are largely those who invented the idea of an improvised explosive device. And as the Israeli shelling continues behind me tonight, the fight goes on over the border, Alan and Sean.
Shep, you mentioned they routed the militants out of one village. How many more villages and how far north are Israelis prepared to go?
Good questions. There are 14 villages directly along the border, and most of those villages have another village directly behind them, and that's part of the concern for the Israeli forces, as when they take one village right along the border, there are people to fire at them from the next. Their problem is they don't want to be drawn any farther to the north. They have experience with that, and the experiences are painful memories. Their hope is to turn this over to some sort of international force. They hope led by NATO, with the French involved and some friendly Muslim nations involved. Condoleezza Rice is over here working hard at that. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, Shep, it's Sean. It seems unlike the Israeli military to me, especially they've had 6 years now. They knew that they'd be building up weaponry. They got $100 million in aid every year from Iran. They got the support of Syria. This miscalculation of Hezbollah and the number of rockets is somewhat surprising to me and a lot of other people.
Well, I don't think that the Israeli military necessarily miscalculated what it was that Hezbollah was capable of doing. I think what they I don't know that there was any miscalculation. I know that these young soldiers are surprised by how tough the fight is on the other side. And I think that it was hard to understand exactly how dug in they were. I mean, they're finding tunnels throughout. They're finding rocket launchers inside people's homes, according to all reports we're getting from the other side. They're finding fighters with their Kalashnikov rifles coming out of bedrooms and fighting in the streets. It is a tough and vicious fight. These Shia, Sean, I mean, I don't have to tell you the history of Shia fighters. They are the original terrorists, and Israel's fighting them right now. You know, there's a long road ahead.
Shep, we're hearing firing behind you. What is going on behind you right now?
It's outgoing artillery fire from Israeli forces. We don't talk about specifics of where they are, but I can tell you that they're lined up all along here. They identify targets on the other side of the border. And here's what some of it is. They've taken this village, Marun al-Ras, which is right across from the town of Avivim. If you're interested in looking it up on the internet, it's Avivim, right in the center of the northern border of Israel. Marun al-Ras is a Hezbollah village, a Lebanese village right on the other side. And then from areas around that, we're told from the troops that I spoke to today, right after they came out of there, they're taking incoming rocket fire all the time from other villages around. So these Israeli artillery positions are working to soften up those targets, and it is a long and protracted process. They had hoped it would happen more quickly than this, and now many here are talking at least weeks. Some are talking longer. Diplomacy could shorten all of that.
Shep, thank you very much for being with us tonight. We certainly appreciate it. Coming up next, Benjamin Netanyahu will tell us what it would take for Israel to accept a ceasefire, and Fox's Bill Hemmer shows us the havoc and destruction caused by Hezbollah's Katyusha rockets. And there are new reports tonight that Hezbollah sleeper cells are on standby to attack Jewish targets around the world. Plus, this 16-year-old cancer patient has been ordered by a judge to undergo chemotherapy tonight. He'll be here with an important update, a story you will see only on Hannity and Colmes. It's all coming up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Harris Faulkner. American troops increasing operations in Baghdad to fight what it calls death squads and to clamp down on growing violence. The announcement following a deadly weekend of attacks, a car bomber killing more than 30 people in a crowded marketplace yesterday. The U.S. military saying the violence threatens the stability of the unity government. President Bush signs legislation barring some restrictions on how the American flag should be displayed. The measure passed unanimously in Congress. It prohibits condominium and homeowners associations from preventing residents from displaying the flag on their own property. The president saying the bill protects the right to express patriotism here at home. United Airlines parent company saying it's turned a profit for the first time in 6 years. The airline expecting $119 million in net earnings for its first full quarter out of bankruptcy.